G'day viewers. So a couple of questions arose from the Silver Solo drill video I put up a little while ago. The first question was about back edge cuts. Why don't you see these in British broadsword systems? So let's find out.
So the first point is that it's not entirely true that there's no rising false edge stuff in British broadsword. Page, of course, has what he calls Gorman's guard with the point down there. You see similar positions in Angelo, in Pallas Amata, in Swettenham. Even Silver says that your staccato guard can be held with the point down on the floor. So they obviously knew that you could lay down there and bring it back up again. Okay? And we know that they were swinging through to these low positions because Swettenham says so. Swettenham says that people will swing so hard that they will actually turn themselves around and turn their back to their opponent. So they were definitely not just stopping here, they were swinging through to low positions. But it is certainly true that lying there and coming up from there with the false edge is not a big part of the system. It's occasional techniques, it's not central. So why is that? Well, essentially it's because of the grip. As you can see, the way I'm gripping the broadsword here is completely different to the way I'm gripping the side sword. Oh, maybe not. So let's do that again. So with the broadsword, I pinch it lightly between thumb and forefinger, wrap my last three fingers very lightly around it so that it can shift from hammer to handshake grip. And if my basket is big enough, I can extend my thumb a little bit to present the point small sword style. Okay? And that's fine. But it means that when I swing down beyond this position, I've got to arrest the blade quite heavily with my arm muscles if I want to bring it back up again. Okay? So it is better for me to roll through that position and come up with another cut rather than pendulum it back and forth or fight the weight of the sword to try and get it back up. It's just too slow. With the sort of Renaissance side swordy type things, however, you grip it different. You stick your finger over the cross. So with a weapon like this, I'm holding it in a grip where my finger goes over the cross. Now, of course, you see this in rapier fighting, and the reason you do it with a rapier is that it pulls the point down to be in line with the wrist, so it's much better for thrusting weapons. But the Italians were doing it long before then. They were using it with their cutting sort of military side swords, and even back with medieval long swords you see manuscript pictures of Italians putting their fingers over the cross when there's absolutely none of this furniture. Now the way you do it with the cutting sword is actually subtly different from the way you do it with the rapier. With the rapier, as I say, you're just pulling that point down and pulling the pommel into the under wrist like so. With the cutting sword, you want to actually get your finger a little bit deeper in there so that you can use that as a point of leverage. So when I cut down low, I can squeeze my hand and flick the sword upwards, like so. Which means that my up-down motion is much quicker and much more efficient than rolling the sword all the way around. So my lovely assistant would like to pick up a weapon of his choice. And I'm down here and he swings a blow at my head. I can do that really quickly. I can even do it if I've swung at him, missed because he, say, slipped back, and then he comes back in, and that can be my recovery. So do that at some speed. Bam, no problems. Trying the same sort of thing with an arming sword or a broadsword, even if I don't hit the door, it's just too slow. I can't get it back up there in time. If I try and roll it, also going to be too slow. It's much better for me to allow the momentum of the sword to roll itself around. So the reason why you don't see a lot of low rising edge stuff in British broadsword is basically because the grip of the weapon lends itself to these rolling actions much more than to the reversing.